Okay, sorry for the inconvenience, folks. This is continued from the Void chat. Having some internet problems today, or Google Hangouts having problems, possibly both. So for those of you watching later, since there's nobody watching live quite yet, that's what happened. There's Joe and Pete. Yeah, I don't know if Google Hangouts are having problems or if I'm having problems, but that fixed it.
I don't know. I think I'm here, but I'm not sure.
I'm back.
Okay.
Yep, you're here.
Pete's here. I can see and hear Pete. Oh, there's Rick. I can see Rick.
Yeah.
You all right? Can you see everything?
Yeah, I can see everything.
Okay.
Okay, now I can hear him. Okay. Is this on the air before I say something stupid?
Yeah, it's on the air, but you can say something stupid if you want.
All right. And I was only kidding, Todd. I know you're. Don't be upset. You were appreciated. We discussed what a wonderful job you did all the time. Just you're not here to hear it. We would think your ears have been burning, but.
All right, so.
So yeah, this thing in August sounds like it might be kind of fun. Maybe we should think about going.
I'm considering it.
I'm only going to go if I'm a panelist.
Well, but at least one of these panels we got to have some booze.
Well, that's the really good news. Since I'm no longer able to take my pain meds, I'll be able to drink by then.
Right. And the thing, Pete, now is we can add Rick to the King in Yellow panel. So if we drink too much, we don't have to worry about it. Rick can just fill in for us.
Neil says you're the epicenter of the King in Yellow panel.
Yeah, okay.
Epicenter, man. There's a big word for behind.
Speaking of the epicenter.
That just kind of goes to show you, A, what a sweetheart Niels is, and B, how ambassadorial he is. Because that's really not the word that any practical person would use.
Just to mention one thing, since we brought up the King in Yellow, I was thinking before we were talking about afterlives and cosmic horror.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is really the Lake of Hale, which is essentially hell where you drown instead of burning.
Rick, you got to repeat all of that. I didn't hear none of it.
I was going to say the first afterlife in cosmic horror was the Lake of Hale, the abode of lost souls.
Mm.
Okay.
If you think about it. I mean, it may not be that everybody goes there, but it's sort of a cosmic hell.
But some of us might not see it that way. Some of us might see it in a different light.
Right. Well,
So
at least
speaking of the, I'm sorry, Rick, go ahead.
It's someplace where lost souls go. So it may not be the...
In a possible alternate universe, it certainly can be.
Right.
It does not have to be.
That's true.
So
See,
speaking
what's
of
going to happen on this panel is Rick and I are going to argue.
I'm trying to give you some press.
Well, then I'll get into it's in hiatus, which is kind of like Hades.
Yeah, go for it. I won't understand what you're saying anyway.
I just thought of that analogy. I was watching some old Xena warrior princes where they, the god of the underworld is Hades. And I was thinking Hades.
House of Hollow Wounds by Joseph S. Pulver Sr.
Who the hell is that?
Is coming in May 2015. And yeah, what?
Yeah.
So what is this, Joe? Collection of original stories, collected stories?
Don't ask me, however. how many, because the table of contents is 2 full pages long. There are, my recollection is there are 4 reprints. One is called, is everybody ready for this? A Big Fishy Menu.
Oh yeah, I
I
remember
don't know
that.
why I put that in the book. Someone here might recall that story. Our resident fisherman. Yeah, there's 4 reprints. 3 of which are from Lovecraft Easing, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A Big Fishy Menu, of course, which is where I killed Pete. He Dreams of Lovecraftian Horror, which is my Willem tribute poem. The rest is all new. It's a typical Pulver collection. It's mixed genre. There are some King and Yellow tales. There are some Lovecraftian tales. There is one pure science fiction tale. I wrote a science fiction story. Oh my god. Um, uh, there are about 12 real short works that are called the Somerset Tales, which are about a ghoul character of mine. And a couple of those were reprinted a million years ago, or printed a million back around the turn of the century, but were never printed, so I finally put those all together. There's a whomping new King in Yellow novella. I think it's like 16,000 words. The book was edited by Jeff Thomas, which was a lot of fun to work with Jeff. The cover
Yes, I
art.
want to get Jeff on here sometime in the next couple months too.
Yeah, me too, because I'd like to talk in depth once the book comes out. Danny Sierra, who did the cover for Grim Scribes and A Season in Carcosa, he did a beautiful cover for this.
Will Derek be doing a Kindle version too?
The contract says yes, but let's see. He's been starting to do electronic versions, but that's not a decision up to me.
Right.
Let's see what else is in here.
I really like the cover.
Yeah, the cover I think is fantastic. In Blood Will Have Its Season, I have a Caligari story called A Night of Blood, Moon, and Holston Wall. And originally that story was rejected by ST for Blood. And then ST, after a period of time, said, if you took all the weird stuff out, that might be a good story. So I went through and did this. And then when that weird Caligari thing, maybe I was wrong. Maybe readers would like to see that original version. Well, we didn't use it in Portraits of Ruin, but I have included it here. So even though there's very little difference word-wise, I mean, I had to change a couple of transitions to make it a pure narrative. But this thing is spread all over. This literally looks like a hybrid poem spread out over, I don't know what it is, 12, 16 pages. But it's restored to the way I wanted it to read. When you're reading about crazy moonlight crashing ashore, it's flowing across the page. You know, it's not just a little regular sentence. Uh, see what else I got in here.
So May, and they can pre-order it now. I linked to
Yeah,
that.
it's been available for pre-order for a couple of weeks. Uh,
Sorry about all the technical difficulties for everybody watching, but I'm glad most of you made it back. So,
you know, like I said, it's mixed genre. It's weird fiction. There's one science fiction, straight science fiction story. There's horror. There's weird fiction. There's ghouls. There's yellow. There's cosmic horror. There's noirish things. There are things that, I don't know. Read it. You figure it out what it is. I just write them, folks. Typical for me. A lot of these things are very short, but there are two big novellas in this book.
let's
A
see.
little bit of this, a little bit of that. Because I don't want anybody, when you finish something and turn the page, I don't want anybody to ever have a sense of what might be coming next. I love that. When I'm reading a collection of Lairds, there's this absolutely wonderful consistency to the tales. But when people are reading me, I don't want them to know what's next. And I like to radically shift gears. That should be apparent by now. So. And for those completists out there in the universe, like Mr. Carpenter,
Hey.
no, this isn't a bad thing. You know, this book is called A House of Ruins. That was not its original title, and that was not the title that it was, you know, for a long time. At the last minute, a couple of people decided, and not me, that they didn't like the original title, which was Stained Translations. And
That's
so
cool.
I love Stained Translations, but a couple of people out in the universe thought, well, I don't know, that sounds kind of, I don't know, dirty, weak. Stained? Yeah, it's like they're translations, and they're stained. Stained is not a positive thing. So
I think it's blood. I mean, I think we're just using it in the flood sense.
you know. So
Well,
the book that I, for quite a while, talked about as Stained Translations, is now A House of Halloween's. Who knows? Down the road, I may use Stained Translations again because I like that, and we'll see. But this time, I just said, you know, okay, fine, I'll change it. How about this? And they said, yeah, that's great, wonderful, do that. So if on one of your lists, Matt, you have some book by Colbert that says Stained Translations, this is it.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
so I guess I got a final question on that. Maybe you said it and I missed it, but is every story a reprint, or are there stories that no one's seen?
Oh no, only 4 or 5 are reprints.
Oh, that's
All
great.
the rest of the 350 or 400 pages, because you know my books, they tend to be kind of fat. They're all brand new stuff, outside of 4 or 5 reprints. You know,
Yeah. Okay.
there's easily 300 plus pages that's all brand new.
Let's see, what else do I have here? We briefly talked about Doom That Came to Gotham. For those that missed it, it's going to be collected. This is a Batman Lovecraftian story. It's going to be collected in an omnibus in December. So for like $15, $16, you can buy right now it would cost you $100 or so to get all 3 issues, roughly. Because I think it's $50 for the first issue and 20 or 30 depending on Amazon for the other 2.
Yeah.
Now that is an Elseworld story,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
It's not in it's not in Batman continuity. So
No.
Correct.
No, but it's really, really good.
I mean, it's just if people want to understand where it stands. It's not like that Justice League cartoon where you essentially had the Justice League fighting Cthulhu.
Right. As a
That was
matter of fact, we've got the 3 originals right here. Really, really cool story, as Matt said.
Look at the gorgeous art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike
Set in
McNulty.
the 20s.
Well, there's another book available for pre-order we should mention. The Annihilation Score by Charlie Stross.
Okay.
The latest Laundry novel is going to be released this summer, and it's up for pre-order as well. He would probably be an interesting guest, Mike, if you've never had him on.
I asked him on one time, and he said, yeah, he'd love to do it, but he hates Google. So I was like, okay, well, that kills it.
Yeah, he's going to be a guest at the film festival.
Oh, awesome.
The film festival coming up?
Yeah, in October,
Oh, that one, okay.
if I remember correctly.
There's one other thing we should plug. I haven't gotten my copy yet, but Dark Adventure Theater has a new audio drama out.
Oh, yes, the Harry Houdini one.
Yeah, they use the old title, In Prison with the Pharaohs, as opposed to Under the Pyramids.
Oh.
So I'm looking forward to that.
When's that coming out?
It's out.
Okay.
I ordered it from Arkham Bazaar. I just haven't gotten it yet, so I can't.
Now I got to check. I wonder if mine hasn't come in either.
Yeah, you can order it from Arkham Bazaar. You can also go to their website, their own website. Just Google Dark Adventure Radio Theater. Whatever you want to do. So that's the one he ghost wrote for Houdini, right?
Yeah, he ghost wrote that for Houdini. There were actually 3 ghost-written stories by Houdini in Weird Tales, and we don't know who the other people who wrote writers who did the other 2. We don't know who they are. They weren't Lovecraft.
Okay.
One speculation is that it was Farnsworth, right? If you read Joshi's biography, I Am Providence, he lists a group of suspects.
Got a mega pack deal going on right now through the end of the day. Maybe I'll extend it, I don't know. But for anybody that's not, well, for anybody that is and is not, anyone that follows Lovecraft Easing via email, I'm giving away a free mega pack. So there's been a Kindle or Nook, and a mega pack is just a collection of any year's issues. So it's a bunch of stories. You can pick which one you want: 2011, 12, 13, or you can wait a few weeks for 2014, and I'll give it to you free. Basically, all you got to do is follow Lovecraft Easing on via email, which is at the top right of any page, and then just email lovecrafteasingprizes@gmail.com and tell me you did that and which mega pack you want, and I'll send it to you within a day or so. So,
seeing as how it's Easter, why don't we give a couple of copies of Blood Will Have Its Season away too?
okay. That'd be Kindle copies for those
Yeah.
interested.
Well, yeah.
Can I plug something else from Hippocampus?
Yeah, please do.
There's an excellent book on William Hope Hodgson, essays about him, called Voices from the Borderland.
That looks like Daniel Sierra's work too.
That's one of Danny's covers too.
And the article that I found interesting, and I had read about this before, but they go into great depth, is there was a feud between Hodgson and Houdini. Hodgson Houdini had one of these things where you could invent handcuffs or whatever for him to get out of, and Hoxton made some, and according to Houdini, cheated like mad and almost crippled him.
Oh.
Really big feud. I think this was before Hoxton started to write professionally.
Getting back to Necronomicon panels, we lost the broadcast. I had to come back in. But are there, you guys personally, are there certain panels that you're just like really eager to listen to?
Yeah, for my part, there's a whole bunch of editorial-based panels and where the fiction's going and what we look for kind of stuff. Those are all, if I'm not on any of those, I'm certainly really interested. There's a music panel, which we know Pulver has this minute interest in music, so that's really interesting to me.
I'm interested.
There were a bunch.
I'm interested in that, collecting the unnameable, mainly because I have such a hard time. I've given up. You know, you can't keep up with what is coming out, and this might give some information just for my special interest, which is what else is coming out. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even that is going to be incomplete because there's all kinds of projects going on that don't get talked about. They're too early. I just got another anthology greenlit. I haven't started talking about it yet. You know.
What is it?
Well, you could tell us. We won't share.
Oh, I can tell you and how many thousands of people out in the universe. You know. I'm not ready to talk about it. You know.
You're in a safe place, Joe. You're in a safe zone.
There are no trigger words here.
No. I like.
And no safe words either, by God.
What do we call this? What do we call this? Vague chatting?
Yes.
Is that what this is? Vague chatting? Well, do I get an award for that? For like coining that term?
You get the Vague Book Award.
Okay. Well, one of the things I'm working on is I'm ramrodding this Necronomicon's round robin.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I see somebody grab their forehead.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to have words.
Do we have to do this here?
Go easy on the editor, please.
No, it's just that I know I'm supposed to do that.
And let me go on record here and apologize for that response to your email. I did not feel well. And sitting in this chair required an act of God, so that's why it was that terse.
Joe, you didn't... Okay, fine. I didn't take it that way.
Oh, okay, good.
Well, you told me you meant it that way, though.
I explained it that way. Well, you son of a...
Well, no, I was really sick, and I was trying to get back to you before I had to try to go collapse in bed. And I just thought it came off bad.
That's fine. You're fine. I'm fine.
So here's this is going to be very limited, extremely limited. This is going to be Matt Carpenter's wife may wind up in the local newspapers as a murderess limited because he's going to go out of his way to buy a stupid copy.
It's not going to be in the booklet? Wait a minute.
She already thinks there's enough of this crap in her nice home.
Yes, she does.
I thought the round robin was going to be in the booklet.
No, this is going to
Oh.
be its own special little book.
Oh, okay. All right.
Basically, what it is along with Anya Martin, her and I, it's my concept, but we wrote a magazine article, which is a morning after review of a Lovecraftian occurrence that happens at Waterfire. For those people who were at the convention last time and had the opportunity to see Waterfire, which I did and thoroughly enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to again. So here's this newspaper article, front page in Providence, of course, about the terrible disaster that happened at Waterfire. And then instead of your typical round robin, the rest of it will be made up of witness reports. I was there, I saw this, I was there, I was part of that. You know, not quite that simple, but so it'll be something different.
Well, we look forward to that. And to answer my question for myself.
I was going to say it's called The Doom That Came to Providence.
Ooh, I like it.
Sign me up.
I'm really looking forward to
Pete Rollick will not be closing it this time. I'm sticking him in the middle.
Do you know how many copies they're gonna sell of it?
No, that has not been determined.
Because you said it's going to be very limited, so.
Very limited. What we would like to do after the convention is at some point is have this posted to be like a special issue of Lovecraft Easy, so that people who don't have the opportunity to get there or whatever at least get to, I hope, enjoy the work. So
the panel I think I'm really looking forward to, and I won't be on it because I don't know anything. I would not be a good contributor to it. Is the Antarctica panel? At the Mountains of Madness is widely considered one of Lovecraft's greatest, if not most ambitious stories, and for good reason. Our panelists will attempt to tackle everything going on in this novella that makes it such a success. The incredible detail to scientific accuracy, the Antarctic setting, the philosophical connotations, etc. I just think that'll be really, really interesting.
Oh, I should be on that.
Yeah,
my story, White Fire, is a direct sequel to At the Mountains of Madness.
And Joe, we should have a book coming out in time for the conference.
Which is ironic. Well, yes, we should have a lot of books, actually.
But we have one specifically on the Mountains of Madness.
Right.
Will that be out by then?
It's supposed to be out by May.
Is that Bob's original book?
Yes.
It's Bob's original book plus.
Okay.
Well, that's good.
I think Pierre Comtois stories already been. Some stories from that have already been printed. So
that is true. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
But we want the new publisher wanted to recreate the book because lots of people didn't get it. It was a great anthology, and they've added a couple stories to it.
Same title or different title?
I think it's been updated. I think it's going to be called Beyond the Mountains of Madness, which was the original title.
I wanted it called originally.
Right.
Cody's story is, he gave it to me. I'm probably going to put it in the June issue. Cody's story that was in there. Title escapes me right now.
Well, the really nice thing with the publisher is the publisher realized that because this thing never happened, a couple of people already did things with their stories, but the publisher still felt strongly enough about the collection as a whole that they wanted it presented, for all those people who missed out. And I think that was a great decision.
Who's the publisher?
Solano Press, which is Edward Lipsett and Glenn Barras. They picked up the ball on this one. Contracts have already been signed. So everything's moving right along on that. That'll be out. Casilda Song will be out. The Leaves of an Necronomicon will be out. Is Reanimators out by then?
Supposed to be. We're
Yep.
ready to get out for this conference.
I mean, a Chaosium. I did Casilda. I'm the editor for Casilda Song. I'm the editor for Leaves of an Necronomicon. Pete's the editor for
Legacy
Reanimator.
Reanimator.
Chaosium potentially has got a buttload of new books by this convention.
Potentially.
Potentially.
Convention.
Potentially.
Potentially.
You gotta make
They want to be top dog.
The potential conventional.
Whatever. You say Schlemizel, I say Schnizzle.
Oh, I think.
Chisel. What does Snoop Doggy Dogg say? Never mind.
Yeah. Let that go.
Okay.
There's one thing that, since you mentioned Glenn Barris, I sometimes discover books I didn't know about because I wasn't a member of a group like this. There's a book called Bound for Evil,
Yeah.
which is a collection of stories about, it's not necessarily all mythos. It isn't all mythos, in fact. It's books of black magic.
It's not about Woody Guthrie?
No.
Okay, never mind.
But Glenn had a great story in here, which you have to read between the lines. It's called Fahrenheit Clark Ashton. And it was written in 2008. And it's about some book that some group of people got together that was a supposedly fictional version of a mythos tome. And supposedly it wasn't really a fictionalized version, it was the real thing. And there was a pyromaniac cultist running around the world burning all copies of this in people's private libraries. Now, Glenn does not say what the book is, but if you read the title, it has to be associated with Clark Ashton Smith. So I'm wondering who here wrote for that, which is Joe. It's Book of the Ivor.
I didn't write in that book you held up. I don't have anything in there.
No. He's got a story where somebody is burning a book of fiction about the mythos.
Okay.
And he doesn't say what the book is, but the story came out in 2008. He says the book bears the same title as a mythos tome. And the title of the story is Fahrenheit Clark Ashton. So it has to be a book used by Clark Ashton Smith.
Yeah, so it makes sense it'd be the book Ivan.
So it's the book that you wrote all those wonderful poems for.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Black Litany of Nug and Yeb and so forth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So it's the Chaosium version.
So Joe, be worried about people coming into your house at night to burn your copy. In fact, we probably all have copies of it.
You do not want to come in here in the middle of the night. That's a mistake. Unless you phone ahead and find out I'm having one of my sick days, because I'm not like a welcoming kind of guy. If you come in here without ringing my doorbell, I figure you're not here to throw me a birthday party, which puts you on the list for trouble.
I have an interesting question from the audience, you guys. Henry Lopez says, I was wondering if anyone on the panel know or contributed to an anthology that was never published called Charnel House, Tales of Lovecraft's Ghouls by Lindisfarne Press.
That's Matt Carpenter's favorite topic.
It is. The book is actually Charnel Feast, not Charnel House.
Okay.
this was Kevin O'Brien in around 2003, 4, 5. Was actually had a very ambitious publishing schedule, and to give him credit, he published a hardcover version of N.K. Schwader's Strange Stars and Alien Shadows. He put out a nice anthology of reprints and original stories called Eldritch Blue. But he tanked, man. He went out of business. He was, I don't know if I think he was living with his mom and was unemployed and didn't have money to pay for things. And so the whole operation went under. He vanished for a while. Now he's back. He's publishing, I think, short stories on self-published electronically. That's never coming out, and a table of contents was never released. So we don't know who or what was going to be in that alleged anthology. It was just one of those tantalizing titles, like he's going to have that Pierre Comtois anthology, never happened. He is going to publish a hardcover version of the Tales of Walter DeBille.
Which I
So
think
I thought somebody did a Black Sutra.
Yeah, Black Sutra, that Mythos books, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
another great company, the Tank. You know, I wish the guy had, I wish the guy had been able to do what he wanted to do.
Wait a minute. I'll go back, but let me step in here because this just underscores what I preach about all the time. Whether it's, well, you know, whether it's Pulver or Pugmire, or any one of a whole ton of people. If you're out there, if you like our work, please write a little review, share it via social media, support these small presses.
Yeah, it's hard being a small press publisher.
Yeah, support these writers that you enjoy their fiction. We don't make much money. The presses, you know, when they put a book out, they need this book to sell so they can put the next book out. It's completely up to readers if these small presses continue or not. We've seen it forever. We're going to see it it's always going to happen. A small press will rise up. It'll be doing wonderful work, and then it's going to fade away. If books don't sell, you know, if a small press has a really bad release, that could be the end of the press. It's absolutely imperative to support the small press.
Yeah.
You know, Knopf Knopf needs your dollars, but they don't. You know, Hippocampus Press needs your dollars. Lovecraft Eazine Press needs your dollars.
Boy,
You know?
do they need your dollars.
You know, Joe Pulver needs your dollars. Hey, you know what? Here's some big news for everybody. My WordPress blog, this Yellow Madness,
Yeah.
I added a donate button. You can,
WordPress. I thought you were using Blogger.
Yeah, but I got a WordPress thing that.
Oh, okay. You know what you should do? You should do that thing that Bob's doing, GoFundMe.
No, I don't do those things. But I decided, I'll put up a donate button. So,
just to get back to
anybody who's got a quarter laying around and you're not interested in keeping it, there you go. I accept quarters, nickels.
What, Matt?
for the reader who is interested in ghouls, probably the best anthology devoted to ghoulish tales, in my opinion, is The Throne of Bones by Brian McNaughton.
Not really, anthology, collection.
Collection, right? It is.
Right.
It is truly magnificent. You can get it in, I think, Kindle, an old hardcover. It won the World Fantasy Award. Caitlin Kiernan writes some nice ghoul-based novels. I think Low Red Moon and Daughter of Hounds.
Yep. And her short stories. Kiernan and McNaughton own ghouls. Between the two of them, they own. If ghouls were a genre, they own it mutually.
Yeah, one of my favorite ghoul characters is Madame Terpsichore,
Oh, absolutely.
Caitlin Kiernan, but I think she's not going to write about her anymore.
Right.
We've got a ghoul story on the latest issue of Lovecraft Easing on the website, which, by the way, the print will be available in a few days, print version. But there's a ghoul story in there.
Yeah, cool. But Matt's entirely correct. Brian McNaughton's The Throne of Bones is, to hell with classic. It's essential. It's wonderful. There's not a bad story in there. There's not one in there that isn't just stunning. Anybody with any interest in ghouls absolutely needs The Throne of Bones. Great, great book.
By the way, I have Pierre's Comtois' new book, which is excellent. Goat Mother. And we mentioned before by Matt that was originally going to be Autumnal Tales, but actually that's only 1/3 of Autumnal Tales if you look at Pierre's website. He's got at least 2 volumes worth of non-mythos stories, which should be published. I've read a few of them. They're excellent. Black Pilgrimage was one of the ones I read. I think he divided them up in one is stories set in Salem, and one is anything else that's not Lovecraftian and that's not set in Salem. So let's hope he eventually gets a publisher for those other 2 volumes.
Well, let's see. This is April, May, June. We only have 4 months.
More and more and more is coming out.
4 months to Necronomicon. It's really coming up.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, the amount of new books coming out between now and then, or to make sure they're out by then, there's a hefty little pile.
I'm not sure. It depends, I guess, on how much. What's that?
I was going to say, it seems like we're missing some, but off the top of my head, I don't remember.
Night, Matt. Well, let me tell everybody how to get these prizes. I think Matt had 3 books. One really, really cool book. And we've got this, and we've got 2 Kindle copies of Blood Will Have Its Season, so 4, 5, 6 prizes. I got a new email address just for this kind of thing. Lovecraft Easing, E-Z-I-N-E, prizes at gmail.com. I'll write that on the message board. But send an email there. Just put in the subject which book you'd like to win, or if you're not sure, just whatever you want to say in there. And make sure you say it's for the Sunday chat contest drawing thing. So whatever. And I usually pick the winners right after the chat, but I won't be able to do that. It might be a couple of hours, and then I'll pick the winners and post them. So
anyway.
I
thought you were going to wait so that people who watch...
I can do that. I can do that too.
Oh, I just thought you were going to wait and do it like Tuesday or Wednesday so that those people who... I mean, today's Easter... So you'll have people who weren't able to,
Yeah, that's fine. It'll be like a test with the technical difficulties. Who actually went to the trouble of going from the first video to the second video?
Oh, yeah.
I'll link to it though. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll pick the winners on Tuesday. So that the people that go and watch on Monday instead of working can benefit. All right. We got anything else to talk about?
Yeah. Pete Sholi is doing a great illustrated series on Lovecraft, and my favorite illustration is in his recent Dunwich Horror, where he has what it would look like if there had been an Aurora model kit of Wilbur Whately. For those of us who grew up in the 60s and remember Aurora models,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think they continued on and off until, what was it, the 80s?
Yeah, Rick, he's done a
Yeah.
series of those. He's done Yes and a few other things as well.
I mean, it's for PS Publishing.
Right.
There are
But
at least 6 out. I've managed to get 3 of them. Dreams of the Witch House is one.
yeah.
It's the back cover.
But Pete Von Charlie's been doing those Aurora model kit images for a while.
So he did a.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've never seen her.
Yeah, I have his. He did a couple comic books years ago, graphic novels. They were very Lovecraftian, and I think they're in there. I've got them someplace. I'll see if I can dig them out for next episode.
So what were the other ones he did besides Dunwich Horror? This is besides Wilbur Whately?
I know he did the Yes.
Oh.
Well, were they comic books or were they graphic novels?
No, it was just an illustration showing you what a model kit for a Yithian
Yeah.
would look like.
So
Which would be neat. I mean,
So
can you
Pete,
imagine back then, Rick? Had there been an Aurora Cthulhu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I mean, I still have my Batman, my Dracula, my Frankenstein, my Wolfman, my Phantom of the Opera. I no longer have I have the money still. I no longer have my Hunchback of Notre Dame. I no longer have my Bride of Frankenstein. What was that accessory thing that came with the vulture? I had that when I was.
You had the Vulture and the Mad Dog.
Yeah, that was.
Because that's what
cool.
he kind of tried to invoke that in the Pete did in the Wilbur Whately drawing.
Of course,
Yeah.
I had King Kong. I no longer have King Kong. Of course, I had Godzilla. I no longer have my Godzilla. My Batman.
Ghidorah.
Pardon me?
I think I still have Rodan and Ghidorah up in my attic.
Oh. Mm-hmm. But my
And at least
Batman got repainted in high school.
Ghidorah you could snap together. I had that, and then my college roommates broke it, and I wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
Because that was an excellent kit.
Yeah.
And it snapped together. You didn't have to, the problem was when you made all these, you would usually spill glue on the joints or something. So if you didn't paint it over, it looked horrible. That was when you could just snap together. I love that Ghidorah one. Or they used Ghidra, which was the American name for it.
All right.
Well, my Batman is painted electric pink, and the underside of his cape is fluorescent yellow. I painted it because I thought it would look cool under a black light.
Joe,
It
that's
does.
just wrong.
Yeah, that's just wrong.
That is wrong.
Well, you know, kids when they're smoking dope in high school. You guys, it was Batman. It was kitsch. You know, didn't you ever see 1966 Batman?
Yeah,
You needed
of
to
course.
be with it. Well,
Yeah.
I wanted 1960. I wanted Summer of Love Batman. You know, fire up a bomber and turn the black light on. I see what you mean, Batman.
If we're talking comic books, I just want to say, I never laughed so hard as in the Flash episode with Mark Hamill, and I'm not going to say why.
Oh yeah, I know why. Yeah.
You know why. You know this scene, which had me on the floor.
That Out of Time episode is probably the best episode of a superhero show I've ever seen.
Yeah.
2 episodes back.
Right.
So, speaking of 66 Batman, there's actually a comic book series now with 66 Batman.
Well, I think I'm going to raise that. I believe that both the guy who played Robin
Burt Ward.
and the guy who played Batman.
Right, the contracts are signed. They are doing a 1966
Yeah.
Batman animated film for
Yep.
supposedly next year, and Julie Newmar is now on board.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
You know,
I think that has all the potential in the world.
there was a lot of that. If you saw the Brave and the Bold cartoon that they put out some years back, there was a lot of homages to the 1966 Batman.
Yeah, except for, you know what the problem with Brave and the Bold was, is you had Booster go on every other goddamn week. I mean, come on.
Well, he wasn't as prevalent as Aquaman,
Yeah.
or the when I
The
say the
Beetle?
lame-looking version of Green Arrow. Green Arrow only looks cool with a beard.
Mm.
That clean-shaven version of him, you know.
Yeah, the new 52 version, he's like 25 years old or something. The old version, he was a hippie. You know, and he picketed, and I mean, he was an activist and everything.
Well, he was the least popular superhero in DC when I was growing up, and the reason was if you look at how visually he was drawn compared to when Neil Adams took him over and gave him the beard and the hood.
Well, you
Right.
know what Green Arrow is. Green Arrow is the poor man's Batman.
Yeah, I'm just saying visually he didn't become awesome until he got the beard and the hood.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Well, it's a famous issue where Green Arrow takes Green Lantern out to look at America, you know, to see prejudice and
Yeah,
the
and they
horrors.
didn't they take along one of the Guardians?
I
Because you
don't
remember
remember
the Guardians were lecturing both of them, and Green Lantern's just like going, you know, yeah, whatever you say, and Green Arrow pipes up and starts yelling at the Guardians and telling them that they're too lofty and they need to come down to Earth and experience what it's like to be a human. So that's when they went on that
right.
America trek.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was. I don't know, because we started talking about Aurora, which led into Batman, which led into Batman, which led into Batman, which led into DC.
Yeah. And I guess the Earth 2 series where Darkseid attacks the planet is now over.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I'm really looking forward to Convergence. Do you guys know what that is?
No.
It's every single timeline or version of a DC universe they've had in the past, like say pre-Crisis DC or Elseworlds or Gotham by Gaslight. They're all on this huge planet called Talos, and they're going to be like characters from different universes are going to be interacting and meeting with each other. So, pretty cool.
And all you lucky bums with Netflix in America, you're going to have Daredevil any minute now.
April 10th.
5 days.
I'm looking forward to that.
Really?
And I'm looking forward to Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know it was coming to Netflix so quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. In the next
that's
couple
awesome.
of weeks, I believe, is the first episode.
5 days. 5 days.
April 10th. I was talking to my son. I said, "You want to binge out on the weekend and see all 12?"
It's awesome because the's not another Flash
Rick,
episode.
don't you have a DVR thing? You know that can copy things and put them on DVD, burn the DVD.
We probably can do that. I think it might be illegal.
You know what? These are you're recording them. It's like VCR.
Right, but Netflix, can you record? I've never used Netflix before. My son has. I don't think
I
you can
imagine
record.
there's a way, but
Daredevil. One of the things I'm most interested in is the owl is going to be in Daredevil.
the what?
The Owl.
The Owl, one of the great early Daredevil villains.
Mm.
You know
Can't wait.
you know who's playing Daredevil? The actor from Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah. He's a great actor, that guy.
I don't
I
know.
want him to be in the Inhumans movie. I wanted him to be Mad Max. Maximus the Mad.
Oh, speaking of
That
Mad
guy-
Max,
Well, I thought you wanted the guy from Sherlock to be the Moriarty
Well,
guy.
that guy, or that guy, either one. Either one. I'll take either one.
speaking of Mad Max, apparently, supposedly, the Batman versus Superman, the first trailer, is going to be attached to the Mad Max movie that's coming up, what, next month or something?
They're going to ruin this.
No, they're not. What, Mad Max or Batman and Superman?
Batman Superman.
No, they're not. No, they're
I
not.
don't.
Zack Snyder did a great job on Watchmen, and he did a great job on Man of Steel. He'll do a good job on Batman versus Superman.
So what you're saying is Zack Snyder accidentally made two decent movies. He's going to accidentally do it a third time.
Well, I thought Watchmen was real. You know, I'm finally reading that now, and I thought that was incredibly done.
The movie, yeah.
All the stuff he brought in from the comic.
Yeah, he did a great job. That's not an accident.
Didn't Zack Snyder, this is a yes or no question, Davis, did not Mr. Zack Snyder make a movie called Sucker Punch?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's not relevant.
Was not this the worst piece of shit movie ever made post Ed Wood?
Oh, no.
I can't believe people are still watching us talk about this.
Sucker Punch was bad, but you know
It is bad.
it is no Modern Problems or Nothing But Trouble. You know, compared to those, Sucker Punch is a magnificent movie.
What is redeeming about Sucker Punch?
Haven't seen it. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Throw me something here.
There were a lot of cute women doing.
I turned the damn movie off after like 20 minutes.
I will admit that my son and I almost walked out.
There were a lot of movies which were absolute. When I was growing up a kid, there were a lot of movies that I watched over and over again that were absolutely horrible. Like remember the first version of Casino Royale, the Peter Sellers one.
Mm.
That is an absolutely horrible movie. But you watched it just because it had a lot of good
Sucker Punch must have cost a boatload of money.
Did you not see the Comic Con trailer for Batman versus Superman?
No, I didn't see it.
It was incredible. It was really good.
Okay.
Yeah, Batman's on the rooftop of police headquarters. You know where the bat signal is, and he's in the suit. Yeah, where the Batlight is, and he's in the suit from Dark Knight Returns when he fights Superman, and it looks just like it. It's awesome. So he turns on the bat signal and he points it up in the sky. Superman's up there floating with his eyes glowing red, and they're both and then Batman's eyes glow white, and they both look pissed as hell at each other. It looks awesome.
Okay,
So,
if you say so.
I'll take bets with you that it'll be good.
Well, it's 2 minutes and or whatever, and so far it looks great. But let's keep our fingers crossed that it'll be great.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen this fantastic? I mean, I think of the excellent example. When we all saw Phantom Menace, we thought, "Oh my God, what a great movie this is going to be."
What? No.
No, I never thought that.
The trailer. When we saw the trailer for Phantom Menace, everybody was freaking out on it.
Yeah,
it
Lucas
looks pretty
has not
good.
made a movie in years. In many years.
Years ago, I don't know, 15 years ago, there were a couple of Madison Avenue guys And that's what their thing is. They were from whatever advertising firm, and all they do is movies, advertise movies. And it was it wasn't on 60 Minutes, but it was on something along those lines. And these guys said, we can take virtually anything and make a 1:10 trailer, and we can have people chomping at the bit to see this thing. Doesn't matter if it's any good or not.
And I don't disagree, but think about how good Watchmen was. I mean, that wasn't an accident. You did a great job.
That was a great.
But the thing is, you know, I don't trust this Snyder guy.
And by the way, just was Watchmen get the director's cut.
Yeah, I got it.
The longer one there's so much extra stuff.
Yeah, there is.
Night Owl getting murdered, that was an incredible scene.
Yeah, extra footage when crap, what's his name is in the other guy's apartment looking for clues.
DC, I want to let DC know publicly right now. My name is Alan Moore. Send a check over. One check will cover it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, DC watches this show. I know they are.
I know they do. I heard that this show's got some interesting characters on it.
Joe was at a convention one time and somebody walked up to him and told him that, hey, you're my favorite character on that Lovecraft Easing show.
Why wouldn't Joe be? He's so lovable.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know if the guy was like going to hand me a joint, you know, because I would have liked to got stoned too, for Christ's sakes. I don't know.
All right, so to switch the subject a little bit, David Lynch has announced that he's walked away from the Twin Peaks series, for the new Twin Peaks.
Oh, does that mean it's getting made without him, or it's not getting made?
Not getting made.
Probably not.
What happened?
But you know what's going to happen? I think is going to happen. They didn't want to pony up the amount of money Lynch wanted. Everybody's going to freak out now, and they're going to come back with the money.
Yep.
I think it's going to happen once this is Sunday night. Wait till the outrage hits. Tomorrow is Facebook Day.
Oh, did this just happen?
I mean, it literally like an hour ago.
Oh, wow.
Like we were talking.
The news story on Facebook tomorrow is no Twin Peaks because Showtime wouldn't give David Lynch the money.
Yeah.
That's going to be all over social media tomorrow. That's going to be all over entertainment media everywhere tomorrow.
It's already all over the easy.
Right. We broke this story. Why isn't somebody sending us a check? Dave Lynch, we are helping you get your movie made. Send us a producer's check. It's Rawlik with a capital R, little A, W, L-I-K.
You know, Joe, that's probably the first person who's ever spelled my name right.
Oh.
To get back to series we're looking forward to, one that's Lovecraftian.
Luke Cage. Oh, I'm sorry, you said Lovecraftian. I'll shut up.
Lovecraftian. The Ash is coming back.
What did you say?
Bruce Campbell.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think it's Ash versus Evil Dead. I think that's the title of it.
Yep. Absolutely.
And
I will probably watch that, particularly if they keep the humorous element to it.
Oh, they're definitely going to go for that. I mean, even if they have a bad episode, Bruce will be wonderful in it. So, you know.
Yeah. He was on a show called, what was that spy show? Oh,
Burn
Notice.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
That was the only time I ever liked the guy.
You didn't like Briscoe County Jr.?
I don't like Bruce Campbell. I don't understand what you people see in this guy. No talent.
You didn't like him as the Prince of Thieves on Hercules and Xena? Oh, good grief.
No. No. There are. All right, here, let me get in trouble. Let me get forever banned and hated. Okay? Bruce Campbell. I wouldn't hire him to wash my dishes.
Oh, you're off the show.
Yeah.
Number 2, Jeffrey Combs.
Here it comes.
I don't disagree with that one.
Oh, heresy!
I'm ready to fall asleep. Call me Cesare. I'm a somnambulist. Come on, folks.
He stole a car to watch that guy in a movie.
What did I know?
Those
I was barely
two
17,
guys together
and I once stole a
don't
car.
have an ounce of talent.
You'll never live that down.
I know, you know, but yeah, I won't. I'm still
The
proud. I'm
man
not
who
ashamed.
didn't like
I'm proud of it.
Jeffrey Combs.
The only thing which I didn't like him in was the second Dunwich car. Even though he wasn't too bad as Wilbur Whately, it's just that movie was so horribly conceived.
I don't know why you would have done that.
Yeah. I mean, like the Necronomicon anthology where he played Lovecraft, that still wasn't great, but it at least had the first segment was pretty decent. The one with Cthulhu.
Todd just posted on the message board, I was a Joe Pulver fan.
I'm sorry. I don't think these guys got any stuff.
That's it. I'm asking Campbell to be on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, fine. That means one night I can watch something decent on TV.
And get Coombs. I mean, Coombs is more associated with craft.
Yeah, I know. Dude, Bruce Campbell. Yeah, I don't think Bruce Campbell's going to come on the show.
What, you think if you bring Jeffrey Combs on here, I won't say that, it's like, hey, you know what? I watched Star Trek. You bored the shit out of me.
Oh, he was great as that guy in Deep
Oh,
Space.
God. Every time he showed up, it was like, oh, here goes an episode. This is going to suck. I get it.
All right, we won't be having Jeffrey Combs on the show. Let me check that off.
Joe has ruined all chances of that ever happening.
Yeah. All right.
Why?
Where's my
Why?
pen?
He can just say, I'll be on, but get rid of that Pulver guy. I just don't see it. That's all. Everybody goes gaga for those two guys, and I just honestly don't. I don't get it.
Well, that's fine. I don't see what you see in that Hunger Games chick. So, whatever her name is.
I tell you, what do I see in her? Winter's Bone.
What?
Winter's Bone.
Never mind. I probably don't want to know what you see in her.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Winter's Bone?
Oh, it's okay.
It's a film. It's based on an incredible piece of literature. She was staggering. It's staggering performance. This girl's got chops. So I like real drama. I can't help it.
Is Mike frozen on us? He looks in a perpetual state of.
Yeah, he looks
shock.
frozen.
He's in the
come
frozen.
on. He froze up.
Yeah.
You guys all go wacko for Jeffrey Combs. I go wacko for Ron Perlman.
Oh, I think Ron's good. I guess he just signed on to do a Tom Waite biopic.
There's talk of that. He hasn't signed on.
I like Ron Perlman too.
I think I like Ron Perlman ever since Beauty and the Beast.
I was in
don't
with Ron Perlman once.
I didn't watch him in that, but I know everything else I've seen him in.
I mean, everything from Sons of Anarchy to what is it? Children of a no, it's not Children of a Lesser God. What's that French sci-fi film he's in?
City of Lost Children.
City of Lost Children. Hell, he's in Name of the Rose. I don't think he can do any wrong. You know? So, you know, when you want a character actor or whatever, I'll take Ron Perlman, you can keep Jeffrey Combs. It's just a question of taste. You know?
All right.
Well, so long as he doesn't turn against Christopher Lee, I'll forgive him.
What? I'm never going to turn against Christopher Lee. Why would I turn against Christopher Lee? I
Oh,
love
right,
Christopher
because
Lee.
Christopher Lee is like my...
I wish Christopher Lee could live like another 50 years.
Yes. Christopher Lee is like my
I
film.
mean, and you know, like a Sora or Saruman. Man, did he nail that? You know, we need to keep him around 50 more years, and we need to get him working. He's brilliant.
So Mike wants us to close the show down because he's lost the internet.
Okay.
So.
I'll see you guys.
Okay.
Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.
Behave.
Yeah, talk to Chaosium. Right.
Yeah, I've already taken care of it, Rick.
Okay.
All right. Good night.
Good night.